Do I have, like, Yeli, do I have to go to pity? Like, I do have enough now. But can I get you in the 10 pool, or is it like legit? Exactly on this one. You can't make this shit up. I had to go all the way to pity. This is... Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting you up with another Etheria restart video. I hope you had fun with that little summon session intro right here. But now we got Yeli, and I want to showcase her today, and I want to just talk about her because I spent half my day on the side just gearing her up with like semi-proper gear and trying to find some way to find lattices, which I found, by the way, by doing the hyperlink charter. I got like 2 or so, and then with the new event, thank God, we got some lattice fragments, which gave me another one, plus a package. Now what I was thinking about, and generally the game plan for her, is the way you wanna prioritize her skill ups is you wanna start off with S2 first, which is obvious. But you actually don't want to do S3 right next. Instead, you want to do the S1. The reason why you want to do S1 is because of her follow-up attacks. Her follow-up attacks are basically just her S1 spammings. So the higher the damage multiplier on the S1 is, the higher your overall damage output is for your Yeli. So that's why you want to get this one to level 4 first, and also pick up the attack percentage upgrades. And then you want to move to the S3, which you want to get maxed out completely, so you get a 3-turn cooldown instead of a 4-turn cooldown. But overall, what I can say here from the get-go is Yeli is a very, very high investment character. If you cannot afford any lattices for her, I wouldn't bother with her right now. Like, if you only have level 1, she's not that great. I'm telling you, like, right off the bat, without skill ups, don't bother. Now, the way I built her now is on a Onslaught Battle Will build. The reason why I'm doing this is I want to use Revelation with her together. My reasoning behind Revelation for her was she has a lot of hits. And then we have content, for example, like Inferno Dokidoki with damage mitigation. And we have, for example, as well, the Aurora, which also has damage mitigation. And therefore, Revelation is useful in these kind of contents. What we can do is, once you have her S2 maxed out and you can crit and everything, with an active Revelation, you can proc the Revelation like at least 5 times. At bare minimum, because it's always active. And the way I want to play her is on an Onslaught Battle Will build. Onslaught just to get my attack up because of the Revelation stuff like that, and Battle Will to increase my chances of getting a follow-up. And then for the build itself is because she gets very like, with her S2 already, she gets 12% crit rate bonus as well. And the way you want to play her and the way I built her is on a crit damage, attack, crit damage build. I'm not even using a crit rate piece. I feel like this is an overkill. As you can see here, on my shelf, for example, I already have like 70% additional crit rate, which helps here out, right? And this way, obviously, you could gear it a little bit differently. Close to 100% crit rate. I'm here at 66%. With the crit buff, I'm at 96% crit rate. I have 140% crit damage. I wish I had a free metrics Revelation, so I had a Fury Edge. So then I had plus 68% crit, and I would have plus 150% crit damage, while also having plus 2800 attack overall. Now, if I could get her S1 up to probably level 4, that would push her to the plus 3000 mark. But this is what I got for her, and this is what I'm using. Now, the things I tested so far, and the things I want to just mention, because I also said like we were gonna test her in Inferno dungeon. I did a couple of runs with her in Inferno. So what can I say about that in general? So first and foremost, Terrormaton, Inferno, not that good. Not that good. You still prefer using your dot team, or even Ditting, or whatever you might come up with, or even the Hoyen, because people like Hoyen now for the Terrormaton, but she's not the greatest for Terrormaton Inferno. But I need to say always a but I didn't only test Inferno, I also did test Hell 4. Now in Hell 4, she works perfectly fine. She does her job there, and she kills the boss, takes a role as the main DPS, and you can just farm Hell 4 without any issues. Inferno, it's a bigger problem. Then next up we got Dokidoki. So Dokidoki is kind of a similar situation. You could use her there. For example, a Remolka or even a Messiah would be better, because Remolka you could just be a little bit faster, you have the advantage, and a Messiah on the other hand, he has his protection offers as free because he gets invincibility. This is something she doesn't have, so she could die because the units do target her from time to time. She can be used, by the way, so she can be used. I wouldn't say like, I do not guarantee any like certain success rates, like you saw the video I posted with Celine before with a 90%, I would say, which is with the Messiah build a 90%. With the Yeli, I don't actually know the percentage rate for that, but health 4 works with her also fine. You can use Yeli for health 4 Dokidoki, this works. And then last but not least, in terms of the threshold content, we got Aurora. Now interesting enough, for Aurora, this is in terms of threshold content, this is where Yeli actually is the best in. Currently, I don't know if you can even get like a 100% safe team or anything close to that, but here in Aurora, she actually does a great job. As you can see here, she does a follow-up attacks, and when the revelation is active, this is also very, very powerful for her because of the spam she can provide and the damage she can deal. Like, they kind of similar to Ziada. Like, she's kind of similar to Ziada overall, also with like the damage output. But like here in this type of dungeon, your damage is really, really coming from the revelation procs most of the time. Sometimes if you get lucky, you strip the immunity, you land the defense break, and you do not have that damage mitigation debuff on your DPS, then you will occasionally deal a lot of damage. But this is only like during a specific time frame. If you ask me who is better, Ziada or Yeli for Aurora, I could not even give you a definitive answer, because they kinda feel about the same, to be honest. It feels about the same, really. Both do the same thing, and like at the end of the day, it really depends on the revelation procs, and that's about it when it comes to the Aurora one. But yeah, in terms of threshold, Aurora is Yeli's best dungeon. Now let's talk and move to the shell dungeons. Now when it comes to the Inferno dungeon, now this is the interesting part where you can do actually a lot of different things with her. Now if we look at Nikonana and we'll look at the rankings as well, I think this is where also to give you a reference. So for example, you can see the first guy here has like a 23-second team with a Yeli, with a Claus, with a Tsuki, and with a Dorothy the Wisher. Like, this team functions like this, that Dorothy applies a defense break first, then Tsuki boosts the maxed out, by the way, maxed out level 5 S3 Yeli. Yeli does her S3, follows up with your follow-up stuff. Then the Dorothy moves, uses her S2 to reduce cooldown. Tsukiyomi gets another turn, reduce the cooldown again, and then she can use her S3 again 2 times in a row, and this is how you can clear this guy pretty fast. And if you get the RNG after the S3 and then keep spamming, you could kill Nikonana in just one single rotation. Then if we look at Sharon, we can see here we can use Yeli again. Yeli here is actually pretty damn good. And then if we just continue looking at what other stuff we can do, like Hoyen is obviously fixed to like a dot team, really. I didn't see like anyone who's using anything besides a dot team really for Hoyen. I mean, you can use Ditting, you can get away with it, but you still at bare minimum need a Lily at least to make it work. But also if you look at Rengokutsu, now Rengokutsu is also an interesting part. Here we can see people, and this is also recent clear. Let's look at clear time, for example. We have another Yeli team for Rengokutsu. Now this is where the interesting part comes in. If it's just threshold, I personally would say, like, this is the only, with Aurora, the only spot really where you can use her in terms of the farmable stuff. I would say she is a safe skip. I still, right now, my recommendation is to you guys, I wouldn't say she's a must pull right now. Really think it through for yourself, but she provides something no other characters really do. You can get that specific unit, put all your skill ups in there, and for Terrormaton and for Dokidoki, you can at least farm up to Hell 4 without any issues. Aurora, you can farm Inferno. And right now, if you do not have a Shadow Zanya, for example, you can use Yeli, build her up correctly, and then you can use her for Nikonana, for Sharon, and you can use her for Rengokutsu as well. Now, what I will do for you guys is I tested her out with Revelation right now. I will also want to see how she functions with Count. I want to see her performance with the Golden Lion one, and then make a separate video on what is the true best building for Yeli. And also there is another topic I want to mention here. When we go to the guild content, we have the Union boss as well. In the Union boss, she also does a very good job. So I got, like, on the last boss now 70 bars with just one try really. Probably with skill ups you can get all the way up to 100 with her spam. And then the next content we have where she shines a lot overall is if we go to the Phantom Theater. Union boss and Phantom Theaters are two really great spots for her, where she, with her spamming, she can dish out so much damage. It's absolutely insane. And I also tried her out in PvP today. In PvP she also does a absolute fantastic job. At the end of the day, what is my recommendation? If you really want her, you can pull her. She's not a must pull, but if you like a Shadow Zanya, or you're really struggling with farming Inferno at all, and you do have the spare lattices and you can actually summon her, then go get her, skill her up to the max, and then you can use her everywhere you bring her. Literally, you can use her everywhere. She just does simply not shine in Terrormaton Inferno and Dokidoki Inferno. Outside of that, you can use her literally everywhere. Yeah, and that's about it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see ya with the next one. Deuces.